Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. This is Queen's One Podcast, and as you can probably tell, I don't sound the same. Let me tell you something real quick. I'm a testimony about my Lord and Savior. I don't look like what I've been through the past 8 to 10 days because your
Yes.
girl got COVID. I currently have COVID, and right now, one of the lasting things I am dealing with is my voice doing whatever the hell it would like to do. So it's gonna go in and out, but COVID ain't stopping nothing
Mm-mm.
over
Mm-mm.
here. Period.
Period.
So we still gotta get it cracking. Listen, I'm still melanated and I'm still beautiful.
Always. Always.
Speaking
Period.
of melanated and beautiful,
Hey.
because we always have the chocolate with me, the milk chocolate. You understand me? Now we got the almondy, the cafe au lait, the pecan. Because somebody on TikTok gonna try to say it's pecan. Pecan. Like
My
my dad from Mississippi. I ain't never had no pecan pie.
oh
Pecan
Jesus.
pie.
Stop.
Cut it out. Y'all doing too much. But today's episode, I know you see the title and it says, does your love come with conditions?
Mhm.
And we're going to be talking about unconditional and conditional love. And I'm going to um, first tell y'all, because if y'all been listening lately, we usually have an icebreaker. We
Mhm.
don't have an icebreaker question today. Thank God for Stacy, because the first
Amen.
icebreaker question was on um what episode was that? It comes out. It comes out. It came out already, I believe. I don't know. It's a lot of these. The first icebreaker question though was, would you rather? It was a would you rather question, and it was, would you rather have your parents watch you having sex or watch your parents have sex? So you dodged that question.
Good.
The last everybody chose to watch their parents.
Because
Because I said my daddy would be so disappointed in me.
oh Lord.
And then my other guest, he said his parents would be looking at him like, who raised you?
Who raised you?
Um,
Mm.
the other icebreaker question was, would you rather have an orgy with all of your exes or complete strangers? My previous guest said exes, and I said, give me the strangers for 100, Alex. Give me the strangers for 100 pennies. But we're not doing no icebreaker question today.
Thank you,
Today I'm
Lord.
gonna
Yes.
read. I'm
Uh-uh.
gonna read from this, because that person is me, and that person is me, and it'll be a link to this book. You know, saying this is my book, Eloquent Clamor. My second book. Oh, and it's also this book. You see that? I got my name on it as well. Also, the link will be both on both of those. They're both available on Amazon.
Mhm.
Metamorphosis, the other book, is available on Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com, and Lulu.com. This is available exclusively on Amazon, or you can hit me up and order directly from me and get some other little things with the book. You can get a whole book box and they have some little surprises in there for you. But again, you just had to hit me up. Um, but the nature of this episode is all about love and unconditional love. I'm going to read a poem from Elegant Clamor that I feel like will go with this episode.
Mm.
The name of this poem is called Laying and Lying. Now to make sure y'all can hear me, so let me turn me up a little bit. Let me clear my throat so I can sound like me for a hot second. Get some liquids in there. Laying and lying. I say I'm ready for love, but I'm not India Ari. This anxiety got me thinking maybe you lied when you said you loved me. A fervent voice lets me know that love is a choice. and over, I keep giving you chances to keep not choosing me. So I lie to myself every time I lay with you. Again, that's line, laying in line.
Mm. Depression.
Depression.
Very much
Depression.
depression. Hmm.
Um, you know, I'll read it again at the end. At the end, if you want to know more poems from that book, you have to buy that book from Amazon.com because, as I previously stated, my words ain't free.
Hmm. Hmm.
They're not. They're not free. Um, so we're gonna jump right into it. Let me get these notes up really fast. The first question, first question I'm going to ask Stacy here is: do you believe in unconditional love?
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Look at your face. Um Listen, first off, not to make this like, religious anything, but like I feel like personally, like
Mm-hmm.
if God can give me unconditional love and he's within me, then I can do all things, through Christ who strengthens me. So of course I can. Now, is that unconditional love directed correctly? That's the real question.
Mm-hmm. Correctly, heavy
That's
on the
the real
correctly.
question there. But yes, I definitely, there's mothers that have unconditional love with their children. You know, it's possible. Even women, we have unconditional love with certain men that we probably should not, or relationships that, we should let go. We definitely have. Um, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we definitely have. Look at your face. You're like,
Yeah, because I'm
impossible.
trying to figure out what my answer is going to be to this.
Mm.
I believe in unconditional love from some parents to some children.
Ooh. Mm. Yeah.
Because a question or came up earlier
Mm.
about can people love somebody? Can somebody who was raised on survival be with somebody that was raised on love? I was raised on both,
Mm.
but I think because I was raised on both, I can love either or type of person.
Yeah.
But had I not been raised on both, I don't know. It was a good balancing out. I was raised in a village of women and people who gave me extra love, care, and consideration because part of one of my parenting style was to survival.
Right.
Um, and then
Mm.
growing up in poverty in the ghetto and all that, you learn survival automatically.
Automatically, yeah.
Um, do I believe in unconditional love? Yes. Have I experienced it in the romantic sense? I don't believe so. Have I given it? Yes. To the wrong people? Absolutely. Do I
Hmm.
want to do it again? I mean, I would do it again,
Yeah.
and I know I'm capable of it. But do I want to? You got to make me feel like that person would have to do a lot from me to get that unconditional love from me because before I
Hmm.
feel like it was given too freely. So it may have
Yeah.
tainted my view on it. But I realize that. And again, people, I say this all the time. I'm in therapy. Don't mind my locks. I've been stuck in the house. Okay. They're pinned right there. The bobby pin's been doing the damn thing since November 6th.
They're holding it down. They're holding it down.
They holding it down where the bonnet can't even stay on, okay? Uh,
Just a pen.
it's like three of them right there.
Mm.
Um, I believe in it. Have I ever received it from somebody romantically? No, I don't believe so. Uh, because I don't. I've always been a good job of knowing after the fact that even though this person told me that they love me unconditionally, first of all, that's not even what love is. What they were doing.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So I don't taint love because the person tried their view of it is tainted. My view of love ain't tainted. I
Hmm.
just had to make myself realize that's how they love, but that's not healthy or unconditional. Um, But I say my love is unconditional, but it has conditions, which is the next question is, does your love have conditions and what are those conditions?
Hmm. So, yes. So, I think that in this subject, we're talking about romantic love specifically.
Hmm.
So, in the romantic love department, absolutely. Like, I can't romantically love you and you're mistreating me. It's not going to happen. Eventually, I'm not going to, the respect is going to decrease. And at that point, it's like, there's no reason for us to even, you know, be together.
Mm.
And also, my perspective on you is going to change. So, immediately that's a no-go. Like, if I don't respect you, I don't like the way you treated me, you can't touch me, can't talk to me any kind of way, like, no. So then obviously the love is not gonna last. I might love you as a person, but that romantic thing, no
Out of
go.
there. Yeah.
No go. If it's not reciprocated, that's another thing too. The reciprocation, the energy, it's not there. It's just not going. It's no. I'm not out of there.
Can't.
I'm going. Yeah, I can't.
You have to love me. I don't want to say love me like I love you because I do realize everybody's love language is different.
Right.
The things people like to make what I need to feel love is not necessarily what my partner is going to need to feel love.
Mm-hmm.
But my willingness and to desire to make sure that you know that you are loved unconditionally, I need you to have that for me. So
Mm-hmm.
when you don't have that for me, that's a condition of my love. We got to be loving at the same space at the same time and plane. You got to keep that same energy, as the kids would say. You got
Mm-hmm.
to the math got to math
Right.
on both sides. Like wherever I am with the love, you need to be there too because
Mhm. 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 Mhm.
I should never feel like you're not choosing to love me. And that's what I say mean by unconditional because love is a choice.
Right.
As I
Yes.
said in my poem, love is a choice. Not only is a choice, it's a choice because it's an action. It's a verb. It's something you have to do.
Mhm.
So as soon as I see you not doing that,
Mhm.
I, and I don't mean simple stuff, ladies and gentlemen, like, oh, you didn't take out the trash and I asked you to do something for me and you forgot. I forget things all the time for two reasons.
Right.
One is because women just forget stuff because we have 99,000 things going on in our mind.
Mhm.
Another reason is because when you have anxiety, your whatever 99 scenarios you have, add 1,020 to those that are being thought out all at the same time.
Mhm.
So, and then there's a little bit of ADD in there as well. So, baby, but surprisingly, my
Mhm.
memory is pretty good. Like I can remember stuff for other people,
Mhm.
but I don't take stuff like that person because people forget things. I
Mhm.
mean, is if you continually disrespect me,
Mhm.
or you continually belittle me, or try to make me
Right.
feel less than, or you start jabbing at me and my character, that's
Yeah.
what we doing here.
Mhm.
What is
Right.
these? What's happening here? That's a condition of you know to there are conditions to ensure that you will keep getting unconditional love from me.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm gonna say it like that. Like I need to because I want to give you the unconditional love already because you love me. But we gotta be at the same level with it though, because I'm only gonna love as hard as you love,
Mhm.
and I want people to stop seeing the person who loves the least. They have the most power in a relationship. I don't even want that type of dynamic.
No, they have the power. Yeah, they have the power to manipulate, of course.
Right. And why would you be with somebody and you know they don't care about you as much as you care about them?
Yeah.
Get into the part where we love each other. Baby, I don't even like you.
Right. And the unconditional thing, like, I get it. Like, when people are like, okay, unconditional means, bad, good. Okay, if they do this to you, they do that. That's unconditional. Where if you
Mm-hmm.
don't love them when they do that to you, then you don't love them unconditionally. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that for me, I feel like romantic love, unconditional or romantic love, I don't think that particular love can stand the test of time. Like, I just don't, I just don't believe that. I believe that,
Because you
you
got to
know,
choose it.
right. You have to choose it. But even then, it's like, I feel like with romantic love, there's conditions to romantic love. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people love romantically because they're getting something out of it. Well, then that's not really unconditional, because you're always getting something from it. So if they stop giving you whatever you're receiving from it to look at them in that way, then you know you have to love them past that romantic. You know what I'm saying? So
I
that
got
real deep love, like, okay, I feel like, yeah,
I
romantic love.
remember Pastor was talking about, like, there's different types of love. And
Yeah,
I think people don't realize, like, one of the types is storage, or storage, however you pronounce it. And
yeah,
that love is broad. It's more, it said it's born, the fondness is born out of familiarity or dependency.
yeah.
And it's much less contingent on your personal quality. So some people, like, they can love the idea of loving you, or love the idea of being in a relationship with you, or love the things that you do for them. It's out of
Mhm.
necessity and dependency. They don't really love you. They just love what can happen with you.
Right.
Agape, um, they say that's the deepest kind of love. That's the, like, the definition of unconditional love.
Hmm.
It's a feeling. Then there's self love, which is self explanatory. Then there's pragma. Um, and it's not negative pragma. It's not, because you know what pragmatic means. That's not really loving at all. It's just
That's not really love.
um, that's the more of enduring, what the Bible call it, long suffering type of love.
Yeah.
Long suffering can be good and bad, but long suffering, kind of love where we've been in it for this long, the
Right.
devotion type of love. Then there's philia, it's the friendship or goodwill love. And then self love is self love. But I think, where a lot of men and some women get the unconditional part wrong is that they believe that unconditional love is, they've defined it as the ride or die. I will let you do this to me, and that's going to prove how much you love me. Or this person, when I'm with them, they're really docile, and they don't try to fight with me. They don't try to have any conflict. But I like this person over here because they like all the rah rah. They get back with me, which I will never understand when people say that. As a woman, divine feminine woman, dominant in nature, when I am around a man that makes me, like I've said this before, my physical and visceral responses, ooh, I'm more of a lady because he's around, because I feel that energy and I feel that presence. I don't need to have that dominant role around this person. It ain't no rah rah with that person though. It ain't no, my being
Mhm. Mhm.
from the inside out becomes submissive.
Mhm. Mhm.
But the man is dominant, not controlling.
Right. Right.
You know, and that's different. And I think a lot of people think unconditional love is you get me what I want when I want it. They believe it's the ride or die. A lot of people believe you ain't really in love with me if we don't ever argue. What's your definition of arguing, though?
Mhm.
Is your definition of arguing getting in somebody's face and yelling? Or when I say, I don't even say argue for real. I say we had a disagreement or we got
Mhm.
into it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not yelling and screaming with nobody's son. I'm not his mama. Like what Evangelist K. Michelle said,
Eva-
you can't raise a man. He wasn't raised right before he
Yes,
got
she
to you.
did. Uh huh.
Yeah, what did just recently Evangelist Summer Walker said, I'm gonna start with your mama's because she should have whipped your ass.
Heartbroken.
I don't want that rah rah get back with me. That's not love to me. That's toxic. That's not unconditional love for me. Staying with somebody and going through as much as you can go through to see how much they really love you is not unconditional love to me. Why do you purposely want to go through stuff? Why do you
Right.
want to keep testing if I care about you? Why do you want to push it to the limits? Why do you want to make it seem like That's what love is. And he be like, oh, you don't love me for real. You don't love me unconditionally. I might be loving you unconditionally, but if you're toxic, unhealed, wounded, and traumatized, you ain't gonna never know what unconditional love either because it's not all of that hoopla. Love is supposed to be peaceful. Love is peaceful. And then when things happen, it's like a little bump in the road. And because love is peaceful and your love has been faithful, the Bible said you can look back on former things and be like, you know what? This isn't us. This is what we like. This is what we are like. And this is what happens. And this is how we love each other. And then you can move on from it. But if you look back and be like, all we do is fight and argue, so that's them showing their love.
Dysfunctional.
I like when they check me. I like when a man checks me too, but I like it doing it in a way that I don't feel checked or embarrassed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta
Not
know
no
your time.
real man that I've ever, no real man I've ever encountered. I'm gonna be honest. I'm thinking about one person specifically right now. Got me together, but it was real simple.
Mm.
You ain't ate all day. I don't know why women do this. We won't eat all day, ain't ate nothing, and be hungry and forget that we ain't ate.
Mm.
We
I
about to
must.
pass out. Why I got a headache? Why are you cranky? Ma'am, you ain't ate since 11 a.m. It's midnight. Anybody would be hungry.
Mm-mm.
And it was eat another piece. I don't want to. I'm not hungry. You need to eat another piece and don't take all day eating it.
Don't take all day. He throwing shade. Listen. He
Point
throwing
is,
shade.
I
He
need
just
to
looking
eat.
out for you because yeah, you do need to
I
eat.
ain't ate all day, and I don't know if y'all noticed, I'm diabetic
Mm-hmm. So he was checking you the right way. Absolutely.
because I'm like, my sugar low. But once you get to a point when you're diabetic and your sugar low, you just, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to eat. I don't want to sleep. I just,
Mm-hmm.
so, but it wasn't, oh, you so, because I've had this, you know, you need to eat. Why haven't you eaten all day? That's just stupid. Are you slow? Oh, so you want to get sick. You want to make it worse. So you prefer that approach over to the approach I just said?
Mm-hmm.
It's the way that certain people talk to you. Like if you care about me for real, you wouldn't even talk to me like that because I'm gonna forget about hungry and go right into who the are you talking to? Food? Oh, I'm angry now. Nobody give a damn about no food. Who are you talking to? But it's just the way that people who really care about you, they should speak to you. And I don't want women or men to equate with I like that. And who keep told these children that toxic was cute?
They parents.
I'm like they
Social
be
media.
all on the TikTok and the Instagrams and the face spaces and the meta or whatever the hell they want to call it now. Talking about I love when first of all, I love when my girl wanna be in my skin or my man wanna be in my skin. I don't because that means you don't have anything to do all day. Number
Mm-hmm.
two, y'all like I like when my girl get in my face and my man get in my face.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, a lot of those people they like it at first, right? Because they like the drama
Aggression
and
and the
everything, and
passion.
it's like,
I only
but
like that
for long
in
term,
one facet of the relationship.
right? That long term is gonna turn into disrespect. Okay.
Like, but then that's how y'all. And if one person, it might, and then just another thing that I just thought of when you said that, it'll turn into disrespect for one person, but the other person to keep doing it because that's how y'all been loving
Yeah. You're
this
like,
whole time. This is what you said you liked and what you wanted.
then it
Too
turns to you
unclean.
trying to change me. You trying to change me.
And everybody
Yeah.
always bring up Keisha K or Gucci finally married her. He should have. He threw her out of a moving vehicle. Like her children don't be talk to her or mess with her. He beat her up
Mm-mm.
often. Then went to jail. Oh, I held him down. Baby, if you get locked up, you single. At this day and age, or at this stage in life and this age, if you got that much money, How do you even have time to do things to get locked up? Like, no, no,
Mm-hmm.
you're single. I am not the ride or die. I've said that several times. I will love you unconditionally. However, I love me unconditionally as well. So there's that.
So there's that.
So I'm not.
Yeah.
If you're doing things that can potentially hurt you, that are hurting you mentally,
Then that's not
physically,
even love at that point. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, people say love unconditionally, but then when a situation happens, it's like, okay, I'm supposed to love unconditionally, but it's like there's a point where it's not conditioned. It's not unconditional.
at
It's not
all.
love. That's what I mean. Like, it's a point where it's not loving unconditionally. It's something else.
It definitely something else. Because I'm gonna read this post that gave me like got me thinking about this, and I put it in the Queens Run Podcast group, which is on Facebook. Anybody can search it. Just as Queens Run Podcast group. I did. I don't. This is random, but I don't like when people comment on my posts and they don't have anything to do with what I'm talking about. Like if you post a meme or something, it's something crazy, I'll delete comments. I would delete comments off my Facebook page and off my Facebook groups page that you comment and don't have anything to do with something.
Mhm.
Another thing, people, if you follow this group on Facebook and ask to join this group, and I put a discussion question in there, I want a discussion. If you put yes or no, I delete that. Because yes or no to what? This is the discussion. These aren't yes or no questions. We're going to talk. Um, so one of the questions was, I'm going to do that 1 second. So I'm going to read this statement. And it's basically about this man's belief far as it goes to um, people being in relationships. He felt like this is what he said. Only men can love a woman with no money, no house, or no car. Only a man can love a woman and expect nothing in return. Women can't do that. A woman's love comes with conditions. You must have this and that, and a man just wants peace. Only thing a woman loves unconditionally is their kids. I don't agree with that statement because I don't have children.
Mhm.
And I do love my godchildren unconditionally, but they're children. That's a different type of, love.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm going to read the responses from that. But I want to hear your opinion on it first before I read, some of the things that stuck out to me that people said in response to that, because it's foolish to believe that everybody's love does not comes with conditions, even the unconditional kind, which sounds like an oxymoron because this young man said he just wanted peace. But the moment that that woman is not giving you peace, you're going to stop loving her
Mhm.
unconditionally
Mhm.
because your love is contingent on the condition that she provides you peace.
Yeah. So, to that post, I would say this: like, I think that in the Western civilization, that is a very, very, because all I know is America when it comes to this.
She says the Western civilization.
It's a culture, you know what I'm saying? The woman, they want the men to have this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of
Mhm.
them ain't coming up with nothing. And there are some that are meeting them halfway. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So yeah, there's a lot of, but like I said, then again, it's not really love. You feel what I'm
Mhm.
saying? They saying, okay, man can love a woman that doesn't have anything, but there's a lot of men who like women that don't have anything, so they can be the one that has everything, and it kind of feeds their ego and their pride. So let's not do that. And then we can talk about, okay, the women that wants, I only want to be with a man that has da 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 da. Okay, yeah, that might be true. Yeah, she doesn't want a
Mhm.
man that don't have anything. You're supposed to be the head of the household, and you're supposed to have a vision, and you coming up here with nothing. Yes, there's a condition here. If you're going to be the head of the household, yeah, you need to have something. You need to have something. I don't get that. But at the same time, like, I get it. I don't think it's everybody. I don't think that
Mm-hmm.
generally, okay, all women are like that, and
This
all
the type of women that you like, young
this
man.
is the type of right. Okay, yeah. So,
The type of
but
women
if I
that
have to say majority, I mean, I can see what he's saying because the way the
Mhm.
culture is, it's definitely looking like is trying to move that way, you
It's
know.
trying to move that way, but it's
But there's a lot
crazy.
of women that have their own things that are bringing things to the table that are not,
Men don't like us.
you
When we have something other than you just want peace. Um, so in my response to
not
that,
gonna
I
pay the
said,
bills, honey. What is we doing? Peace do not pay the bills, and you know the number one thing of
"How
divorce,
you gonna be at peace if you
financial
ain't if you
financial
hungry?
issues. So
You at
don't
peace
do
with
that.
your stomach growling.
No,
You at
mm-mm.
peace in
Peace,
the dark because the lights cut off."
right? And don't get me wrong, peace is very important, but that's not the only thing that you need in a
Mm-hmm.
relationship. So if you feel like all I need is peace, y'all say that, but the peace comes with other things. You need the things to create peace. So no, and if they're and
Well,
everybody's if everybody's broken the house, and there won't be no peace. There won't be none. And then a lot of men, if they're the sole provider,
mm-hmm.
stressful. So even if you feel like even if she is the flower, the softest, sweetest little, she could,
The meekest little
and
thing.
you still won't love her because there's more things that you need than just peace. You need her to have other things as well, not just materialistic. But I'm just saying, peace is great, but
What else
alone,
is there?
no. You can't. You're not going to sit here and say, "Oh, I love her because she brings me peace," and that's it. Mm-mm.
That's all she do.
That's all she do. No, she gonna have to bring more than that. So don't do that.
And this is why I hate the whole what men asking these women what do they bring to the table, because no matter what she says, it's not going to be enough for you.
What we
I want
bring
y'all
to
to
the
stop
table.
worrying about what I bring to the table and
Uh
tell
huh.
me, is there a dining room and a house
Mm-hmm.
that this proverbial table even sitting in?
Right. Do you own a table for me to put the things on?
And not that spades table either, a table,
Mhm.
mahogany wood.
Well, this is teamwork. You know
Not
what
that
I'm
little click
saying?
clack white table that we be using at the churches. Not that
Right.
table.
Let's not.
Table.
Let's not. You know,
A
we
table
have to do
sturdy enough
it.
to bring what I do have. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Cause
Yes.
okay. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
But to that post, I said, I definitely disagree. I have dated men and women in the past who had nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, doing all this for a person does not mean, like, I've dated somebody, men and women again, who didn't have anything, and I boosted them back up and brought them back to life and got them back together. But doing all of that didn't give me any extra peace, nor did it make them love me unconditionally. So I love them unconditionally. That's why I did all of that. But it didn't make sure or ensure or, I didn't get any extra love in return because of that.
Mm.
So somebody else said, my sister, she's been married for 21 years. And she
Mm.
said, not even close. Neither my husband or myself had anything. We fell in love with the person, not what they could do for us. That being said, there's nothing wrong with looking for a partner that you don't have to take care of. Remember,
Mm-hmm.
you're looking for a partner, not a project. And I said heavy on the
Ooh, on the
partner
project,
and not a
baby.
project. Bitch, this is not art class. We're not sculpting. I've said on the episode before, we're all made from the same clay with the same master sculptor. It is not
Mm-hmm.
my job to sculpt you.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
his job. His
Amen.
work will be performed on you until the day he returns. When I leave, I ain't coming back.
Mm-hmm. When I leave back, it's the get up for me.
he until he returns,
Yes. Yes.
not me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not the one who can save your soul. Like
Mm-hmm.
my sister says this all the time. The same one who's been married for 24. You can't carry nobody to heaven.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
there's that. Um, And another thing I said, I think everybody loves comes with conditions. As soon as people are not happy anymore and or they're not getting what they want or need for someone, it changes things. And I want y'all to stop acting like it doesn't change things. I can love you unconditionally until. The reason I can love you unconditionally is because of this. But soon as them ends ain't meeting, as soon as you get to some never really quites, as soon as that math stop mathing in your relationship, then I need to go back to the one person I know I love unconditionally for real is me. Me. You're not. It's the song I listened to. Her name was singer. Her name is Moxie Wright, I believe. And the name of the song is Love Me Right. And in
Mm,
one part of the song, she said, "You're not gonna love me right, so I'm gonna love me.
that's right.
I gotta love me unconditionally first." And a lot of things I say on this podcast all the time is most of this stuff starts with you. Um, um,
Absolutely. And you got to do the work because you're not going to even recognize. A lot of people don't recognize love because they don't love themselves. So they get confused. They think
yeah,
it's love and it's not, because if you don't love yourself, then you're not gonna know what love is. You don't, if you never experienced it, true love for yourself, you're not gonna
at
recognize it
all.
when it comes.
Um, I'm gonna read a couple of more statements.
Mm-hmm.
One person said, "I disagree. There's always conditions. What's a deal breaker for one is not the same for others. Some have financial conditions and others have conditions that rest on physical appearance or skill sets or what you can get from a person. So they already go into, well, can't do nothing else for me. What can you do for me?" And then when you go into the love mindset of, you shouldn't go into love with the mindset of what can you do for me. I go in love, like once I realize I love somebody, I on my own start to think of ways that I can improve their life. They're not telling me, they're not asking me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm paying
Yeah.
attention or have been paying
Yeah.
attention to
Yes.
ways that I would like to make their life easier.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that you should have that desire anyways. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's an exciting thing, and then it
Mm-hmm.
gives you motivation to want to, because you want your relationship to get better. You don't, if they're going through something, you want to help them. You just have that unction to just, and if you
Mm-hmm.
don't have that, if you're always like, well, they need to do this, they need to do that,
They
then
need to do
that's
this
not love.
before I do that for them.
Right.
I need to do this.
They need to buy me this, they need to do this, they need to be able to do this, and yeah.
The only time I will do that is like in the dating, courting, talking stage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do more than you because I don't want to have more interest in you than you have in me. So you do this, I will do something on that same level, but I will never
Oh yeah.
overstep the
Oh.
boundary of that. Like if this is where we at, this is what we doing. I'm not going to do, and I would never do anything for somebody now in the new me, in the evolution of me. Okay.
Amen. Okay.
In the evolution of me, I'm not doing anything for anybody that I don't believe that they would do for me if they had the chance to.
Mm.
And it's not saying that I'm doing it with the hopes that one day that they would. Even like they would do that for me. I feel like they would
Mm.
do that for me. And I also said on some other episodes, one of my new morning meditation thoughts that I had a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago now is I used to treat people how I wanted to be treated. I am no longer doing that. What I do now is I treat people how they make me feel. Now, I said in the Bitch I Said No episode, which is all about boundaries, um, is that doesn't mean I'm going to be rude or mean to people. That means if you're rude or mean to me, I'm going to take me away from you. So we don't have that dynamic anymore. I'm not in your space or around you to be mean to you because I'm treating you how you make me feel. I don't like negative emotions. So I'm not going to be around negative emotions. So that is in turn you being treated how you make me feel. I don't, if you pour into me,
Right.
educate me, make me laugh. Okay, I'm gonna want to be around you. I'm gonna want to be around that because I'm giving that back off. We can, pour back and forth into one another without anything being wasted or more being poured in one than it's being poured into the other. But as soon as you get to acting like that, you don't want me around you, is what you're telling me.
Mm.
So let me help both of us with that.
Mm.
Um, and on my phone keeps locking. Couple of other statements from that. Um, somebody said, I also agree that in the end, there are always conditions. The biggest issue I see is that people have to both mutually want to work through those issues and recognize when they need to work on those issues within themselves that need to be addressed. Baby, when I tell you, again, this is from somebody who's been married over 20 years who made that statement. Um, you have to realize that. So for going off still, like one of my conditions for being to giving my love unconditionally is, are we in this together?
Mm.
Am I fighting for us alone? That don't even make sense as a sentence. I'm fighting for us
Mm.
alone. I'm us alone. I can't be a we. Like
Mm.
I can't be a we. I can't be a we. Janae Aiko got a song that's so that toxic, but I love her. But the lyrics go, it's her and Drake. I love you. I love you enough for the both of us.
Mm.
I know you've been through more than most of us. I don't care about that part, ma'am. But I can't love you for you and for me.
Mm.
I can help get you through some trying times, but you have to want to love you. I can't love you enough for the both of us. That's a lot. That's a lot to put on somebody.
That's
Um, one of the last statements I'm gonna read from that is um, one of our guests that's usually on the show said this, and he said, I think the statement has some truth to it. Men definitely can love women unconditionally if she offers peace and respect, because those two things are top for men.
mm-hmm.
But I do feel women love men who provide no materialistic values to them also, because women want love and respect as well. It just
Mm.
depends where someone is in life and what needs they have at that moment. Exactly. So I don't want men or women to feel like, well, men always know. Both of us have been in positions where men and women have both been in positions where they love somebody unconditionally and it doesn't matter what they have.
Right.
That was on the hyper independent episode that's going to come out tomorrow. No, that's not tomorrow. Tomorrow's deal breakers. Hyper Independence coming out one of these days, y'all. I gotta remember when it comes out, or if it came out already. It's coming out soon. I gotta look at the calendar. Don't worry about it. But in that episode, we talked about women who are so independent. They love saying, "I don't need a man," and that's all they preach is, "I don't need a man." And one of the things that my special guest Gloria pointed out was, "We don't care, sis.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you don't need a man, you can keep the name at your mouth. Really, honestly. So
We
that's kind
don't
of weird.
we don't care." I
Like
mean,
if
I
you
don't
don't need a
care
man, just
that
be
you don't
gone.
need
You
a
don't even have
man.
to
I
address
don't
it.
care that you don't need a woman. I eventually want a man in my life.
Right.
So that's going to become a need because and the question I ask to these people who say that is, you want to build up this empire and this legacy. So
Mm-hmm.
what happens when you actually do that and you reach the end of that and you get it? What happens? Now what? Who do you pass it to? Who do you share it with?
Right. Right.
Who, you know, it's good to be financially stable. I'm not saying don't be financially stable in the pursuit of finding love. What I'm saying is don't be like, I don't need nobody or nothing. You're a liar.
Right.
I
Mm-hmm.
need you. You need me. I love you. You love me.
Mm-hmm.
I pray for you. You pray for me. I love you.
Okay. I
I
need
need
you
you
to
to
survive.
survive. That is
Hey.
one of my favorite gospel songs. And I don't
Yeah.
even like people, But I do realize that without a certain set of people in my life,
Mm-hmm.
I won't be right
Right.
here.
Right.
Without the
Right.
people that God has placed around me in my circle in my life, just for a season or for a little bit, I still wouldn't be right here.
Yeah.
Um, so that I
I
want y'all
think
to
that
stop
when
saying
we
that.
say that, it's like I don't need a man for as far as like a partner, or a husband or a boyfriend relationship, stuff like that. I don't necessarily believe that you need a man. Um, um, but if you don't, like I said, but if you don't need him, is a statement that's kind of like, why is that on your mind? You know, you don't need him, so I
Why
don't,
you keep making
I don't
an
want to talk about
announcement?
it because I don't need it. It's like if I don't need a bag of chips, I'm not going to talk about it because it's not something I need.
I
I do
hate
need
that,
water.
and I hate when men
You know
be
what I'm saying?
like, bitches ain't shit, women ain't shit. No, the women you like ain't shit, sir.
Yeah. So you have to yourself and like do therapy, do the work, anything that you need to, fix your financial situation, whatever it is, whatever you need to fix to get back where you need to be at mentally to
Because
get
why
your
you
track
so
right.
mad?
Mm-mm.
I forgot all about this verses.
Mm.
Shaka Khan and Stephanie Mills. But it's okay because I'm going to bed anyway after this is over with. I ain't been
Love
asleep.
some Shaka Khan. Ooh, yes.
Me too. Stephanie Mills in that range, but
Yes.
I gotta get back to the question. There it is.
Mhm.
Um and this is the last point I want to talk about. Is do you think the idea of unconditional love is unhealthy? I think it's only unhealthy when we talk about what we just talked about a few minutes ago, when
Mm.
it's the ride or die mentality, or it's we're doing a whole episode on struggle love, so stay tuned for that. But that type of struggle love, like, don't no man want to be with no woman when he don't have nothing? Why are you worried about having a woman if you don't have nothing?
That's the big thing. That you need to be worried about just with surviving. You need to yourself.
If you ain't
Oh,
taking care of you, how do you expect
take
someone
care
to believe that you can help take care of them?
of. Right.
And then when a woman asks a man, "Can you provide?" It's not just a simple. It's not a gold thing. And I want men to stop thinking that. What can you provide? You want a woman. I seen the TikTok and it explained it perfectly. You want a woman to stay in the house all day and be Susie homemaker, but you don't want her to be lazy and not do nothing all day. You don't want her to be a gold digger. But if she works too much or works at all, then she's trying to be the man.
Toxic.
But you want a freak in the sheets, but you don't want her to ever had sex with nobody. You want her to be modest and freaky. You don't know what you want. You didn't describe 4 or 5 different women, and some
And
kind of
that's
way
what
your
end up
mama
happening. But
always
that's
knew.
what ends up happening. They get one and they realize they don't. Okay, then they start. You know.
One of the things I said in the hyper independence episode is men and women always have this idea of what they want. But Elgin made a good point in the episode when he said, "What do you need though?
Right. That's very important.
You want a man to provide and you want that, but what do you need outside of that? Let's take all the financial stuff out the way. What do you need?"
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote down a long time ago what I would need from a partner, not what I want, because
Mm-hmm.
I know what I want, but what would I need from a partner?
Yeah.
Because the needs being fulfilled
Right.
is going to eclipse some of them wants sometimes.
True.
Yeah, I might want to do this, but baby, we need to do this so that we can have this in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And women, because men seem to think that unconditional love sometimes is ultimate submission. You don't want submission, you want a slave. Women, a
Mm-hmm.
man giving you your way all the time is not unconditional love. And it's unhealthy to think that. Oh, because he loves me, he gonna give me what I want. Because he loves me, he gonna say yes to everything I need or want. As a woman, I can admit when, because from a father standpoint, because I don't have daddy issues, from a father standpoint, my father has never told me no. However, I don't ask for much.
Mm.
Um, I don't like asking for help in general. But if something I need or want and I'm not able to get it myself, generally it is offered. But if I ask my father for something, he will give it, or he'll say not right now, or give an alternative. We can do something else. It's never really no. But if my father was to ever tell me no, I wouldn't be up in arms. I wouldn't decide that day that the first time he told me no that I won't
Mhm.
love my father anymore. Because that man I love unconditionally.
Mhm.
But my love for my father is not contingent on the things that he has done or provided for me, because he has been a great provider and a great father. It's always the way my father talked to me, the way my father has treated me. And I've said this several times before. My father has never treated me like I was a girl. He treated me like I was Sam's daughter, which I am. That's who I am. He treated me like I was his daughter. So I don't base how this person treats their child. I don't use that for a standard of love. My standard of love between me and my father is based on my relationship between me and my father, not how this man treats his daughter. And I think people do that in relationships. Well, it looked like that person loved that person unconditionally, because you're not seeing it in your relationship. You don't feel like you're being loved
Mhm.
unconditionally. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes.
Those people probably capping for the gram.
There's definitely a lot of them.
Y'all ain't just see Danny Lee get played like that.
That was crazy. That was
No matter
crazy.
how we feel about Miss Yellowbone, because I ain't letting that go. Ain't letting that go. That Yellowbone song, and my thing is, you've seen how this man treated this other woman. I want women and men to stop thinking you're the exception to the rule. Because if they dog that person out that publicly and that bad, what make you think you're the exception? Oh, I'm different.
Mm. See, that was actually what I wrote down for my condition thing, was mistreating people, not just mistreating me,
Mm-hmm.
myself, but just because he treats you nice, if he's mistreating other people,
Mm-hmm.
um, red flag, run for
Yeah.
the hills, red flag,
Yep.
red
I
flag.
just seen it, like I look at how you treat other people. Like I say, and this is another thing I had to bring up,
Mm-hmm.
because I think it became a misconception on my part. And I said, this is why, if you don't know me, you would think I'm mean. And people who know me, like my friends and stuff, I'm the friend who usually hear, couldn't have been me. They say that to me. Like, if you like it, I love it. Because I'm usually the friend that my friends believe is too nice.
Mm.
But if you don't know me and you try to judge me from an hour or 45 minutes of watching one of these videos, um, these are particular. This is how I feel about these topics. This is not my everyday life. But I ain't never spoke about nothing that I ain't dealt with, or not dealing with. Um, I say I don't like people, which is true in the broad scheme of things. But y'all have never, ever, ever heard me say, I don't like people, so I mistreat them. I ain't never said that. I ain't never said that. That's just an assumption. Oh,
Mhm.
you don't like people, so you mean to them.
Mm-mm.
No, if I don't like, I'm not gonna fake being around somebody I don't like. I'm
Mhm.
not gonna fake my mood or my presence, but I'm also not gonna bring the whole mood of a room down. I'll just leave, because I don't want to be fake. I don't want to be
Mhm.
like, I don't want to do none of that, because my face ain't gonna lie. It's gonna be disdain everywhere. And you're gonna try to talk to me, and I'm gonna be
Mm-mm.
blank, blank, like my cousin said, just, why are you speaking to me? You know I don't like you. But I can be cordial, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to be mean to this person because I don't like them. I don't
Right.
like you, so I'm going the other way, not out of my way, the other way. because I don't, I like the girls like to tussle. We're not doing that because I don't tussle. I just knock hoes out. So I'm too old to be fighting. There's gonna be a lot of weave. There's gonna be a lot of that going on. You need to leave. We're not doing that. No, no. That's the only way I would feel like, you know, this would be what you call it. Unconditional love could be unhealthy. Is what is these people's definition of unconditional love? Why do they think that's what it is? It's what it should be. I, why do you think that? You need to examine what your definition of regular love is before we get to the unconditional. Do you love you through all your faults? First of all, I don't care how nobody feels about what I'm about to say. If you don't believe that the one who made us and created us did it in love and loves you unconditionally, it's going to be really hard, or I find it really hard to love yourself unconditionally. Because not he literally proved to us that he loved us unconditionally. Y'all crazy as hell. But let me take my only child and do him the way he got done to show you. See, Jesus loved us unconditionally for real because what he put up with. Talking, do you understand the amount of restraint it would take? When my man's cut off his ear when they was coming to get Jesus, I'm glad I'm not Jesus because I wanted to put your ear back. I took the other one. God would have come down there and tap me. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. You ain't put the other ear back. Nah, because he tried me, bro. He tried me. You know what they're gonna do to me today? You know what they're gonna do to me tomorrow? Nah, bro. Every time I got whipped, one of them would have got whipped. And he'd be like, where is it coming from? I don't know. Stop hitting me, you'll stop getting hit. But I'm glad that was him and not me. But I feel like a lot of people want the Jesus type of unconditional love from other people. You ain't never gave that to another person yourself. You don't give it to you. You want it. You ain't never experienced it, nor have you gave it to anybody else. You don't give it to yourself. But you want it? You don't give it to you? How are you supposed to even know what it looked like? How you I don't understand. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You don't want to give it, but you want it in return. Where they do that at? I just want to know. I just want to know. Stacy, and then we're gonna wrap this up in a minute here, cause
Yeah, I agree. Like I said earlier, the Lord is the only person that can really do that. Honestly, and like I said, God is within us. So yes, I feel like we are capable of doing it. Do I feel like we're doing it? Absolutely not. Just because we're capable doesn't mean it's getting done.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. What you say, ma'am? Go ahead and say it for the folks.
Just because it's capable doesn't mean it's getting done. I just feel like we can, we're not. And I feel like, and like I said, there's a division between the romantic and platonic and storage and all that. And I feel like with some of those loves, I feel like they can be unconditional, but when it comes to romantic, it is definitely a reciprocated type thing. Like at some point, like for it to be true love, it has to have certain qualities and characteristics and traits. And if they don't have those things, like, nah, it's not gonna last.
That's it, y'all. That's it, y'all, for the unconditional love. And I told y'all, I'm gonna read this poem again. But do y'all want this poem again, or do you want another one?
Do another one.
So because that was laying and lying, I'm gonna read something again. It's from the Elegant Clamor. I will put this in the description below the links, and I always say that and I forget. But this poem is called Peace and Peace. So you can see that right there. Peace and peace. And I said this on the last episode I featured the book in. This book is called Eloquent Clamor. Eloquent means fancy. Clamor means lots of words. Fancy words, fancy thoughts. Um, so this space around this empty space around the book, around the edges, is designed for you to put your own eloquent clamor, your own thoughts, your own creative expressions, whatever you feel or like about anything, you know, pour your heart out.
Pour it out.
Pour your heart out. Design it how you see the words coming and flowing through your own mind. But this is called peace. Peace.
Mm.
You ready? Because you was a little taken aback by the other one. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not sorry, but my poetry is meant to evoke emotion. But this is called Peace and Peace. Um, I trade you my whole heart just for a piece of yours. I can't even look you in the eyes. It's hard to look at what will never be mine. I type LOL as tears trace my cheeks. On the outside looking in, seems as though you rather uh, love anyone but me. I've loved through this pain. I don't know how I entered this space with you. I don't know, but I know I can't find the exit. I'm not even looking for it. Peace and peace. And the other one was laying and lying. Um, but again, ladies and gentlemen, that has been Queen's Room Podcast. And it's just, I want y'all to examine what y'all really think love is and what y'all real conditions is, and just stop blindly saying I love anybody unconditionally.
Dangerous.
You
Dangerous.
don't. You don't. But again, it's eloquent clamor by yours truly. I'll put the link down there below, and I'll also put Miss Stacy T Inspires. And if you're not caught up on her YouTube, do that. She does post inspirational things almost every day on her IG. If you follow me, if you follow her, you see, because a lot of times I will repost it. Um, I do want to end this by saying fuck COVID, because I'm still right here and I'm still rocking.
That's
Period.
right. All day long. Period.
So there's that. And I love y'all. Thank y'all again for listening. Thank my special guest for being here and being her pecan self with my milk chocolate self. And I love y'all. Make sure y'all comment, like, subscribe, go listen on Anchor, Spotify podcast. It's a little link on there on the Anchor and the Spotify that say support. So if you feel like throwing your girl a tip, go ahead and click the support. Because I've been giving y'all a lot of free game. But if I bless you a little bit, go ahead and free the constraints of your wallet.
Amen.
And click that support. Amen. Let the Lord. But anyway, again, thank y'all for being here today. Arrivederci.
Mm-hmm.
Auf Wiedersehen. Guten Tag.